Hey Guitar Geeks, Guitar Guts back, discussing the convoluted path I have taken to building a versatile Ibanez RG. I wanted it to do a little bit of shred, a little bit of metal, a little bit of blues, a little bit of clean stuff, maybe some Texas blues as well. And I have spent a lot of time taking pickups out and putting pickups back into these guitars to try to figure out what set would be the most versatile and my favorite. I started out with one of these and you can see that this has ended up way more complicated than I had anticipated. The first set that I began with was a set with a Fred in the bridge, and I had a PAF Joe in the neck of it. I've now ended up, in this guitar, I've ended up with a Fred in the bridge, an Area 58 DiMarzio single coil in the middle, and then a humbucker from hell neck pickup in the neck slot. And I love this combination. It took me a while to find one that really meshed with the Fred. The Fred has a lot of growl to it. It's aggressive, but it's not an extremely fat pickup. It's got a lot of harmonics to it. Sounds great for a lot of different things. And I originally had the PAF Pro in here with it, but the PAF Pro neck just overpowered the Fred, I thought. And I've had a couple of other middle pickups in this guitar that I also thought sort of overshadowed the Fred. The Area 58 middle, though, is perfect because it's a more traditional Strat sounding single coil. It doesn't overpower the Fred. It's got a lot of old school sort of 50s single coil personality to it, and it meshes with the Fred real well. It gives you a little bit of a different tone in the middle without and a little bit of volume drop, so that you can have some different tones with the split tone on the selector switch here. And the humbucker from hell meshes with the Fred extremely well because it's not overpowering. You can do shred with it, you can do blues with it, you can do clean with it. I think it's a great pickup. I've heard a lot of people say that the humbucker from hell is really bright. I've never found that to be the case. It's clear. It's a clean pickup, but you can also throw as much gain as you want to at it, and it handles it real well. That has been a really good pickup combination. But in the meantime, I accidentally installed in another guitar, when I was trying all kinds of swaps, an air zone in the bridge, and that has become my absolute favorite bridge pickup for an Ibanez RG with a maple neck on it. The air zone has a lot of bass that fills in some that's missing on the Ibanez RG with the tremolo system that it has. It's got really strong highs, but not ice pick highs. They're rounded and really pleasant, and then it's got enough mids to fill in to not sound too hollow. And it will do absolutely anything you ask it to do. It's such a great pickup. It's not overpowering. It's got a little bit of a vintage vibe to it, but it can also handle metal, whatever you want to throw at it. That one, I had the Area 58 in the center here as well, but I thought that the Area 67 sort of had the same type of vibe to it that the Air Zone did, and sounded a little bit better in this one. It's got a little less bass than the 58 does, but it just has this awesome smoothness to it that's kind of in common with the Air Zone. And in this guitar with the fatter Air Zone in the bridge, the PAF Pro was perfect in the neck slot, and I'm kind of partial to that one as well. I think that's probably my favorite neck pickup in these guitars. It's a little bit bass heavy, but you can adjust that out of it with height adjustment on the pickup. Other than that, it's got a lot of good pick attack, and just screams in the neck slot while still having that, you know, sort of old PAF vibe to it. So that's another absolutely great setup that I found. In messing around, I originally started with the set that comes with a lot of Ibanez guitars, with the Tone Zone and Air Norton. I found the Air Norton to be a little muddy for my taste. It didn't have enough pick attack, and it just was too dark in the guitars that I had. This one's ended up with a Tone Zone in the bridge, I used a cruiser bridge in the middle because that tone zone is so powerful that the area pickups, it kind of overpowered them a little too much. So got a cruiser bridge in the middle here. Meshes perfect. You know, it's sort of a modern sounding pickup. It can do anything from fender cleans to shred to metal. Anything you throw at the cruiser, it can handle it. And in this one, I'm not completely set on the neck on this one. I've got a Seymour Duncan full shred. It's a very good neck pickup in this guitar, and it has a lot of sort of a hollow tone to it, sort of 1980s shred guitar tone to it. And I like it in combination with the tone zone. It's got enough power to keep up. But I've also been thinking about going and stealing the PAF Joe back out of this guitar and putting it back in with the tone zone, or maybe even the Fred. I keep waffling back and forth on this. The PAF Joe is an awesome pickup. It's a whole lot like the Humbucker from Hell as far as being a fairly clean pickup, but it's got more of a vintage 1950s PAF vibe to it. You can do some awesome blues with this thing. It's got a nice, warm, organic feel to it. And right now I've got it in this guitar with the Breed, and I'm really, really liking that combo too. Those were just two that I had taken out of some of the other ones and set to the side for a while until I put them in this one, and they're just, they're killing in this one. So I'm thinking about maybe transferring the PAF Joe and the Breed back over to this one because the tone zone's a little bit too powerful for that one. And then I was also thinking about getting a cruiser neck model maybe, and putting it back in the one with the air zone to see what that sounded like, and then maybe putting the 67 in this one with the Humbucker from Hell and the Fred, and then maybe taking the 58 and putting it back over here. Well, you see where all this leads. And I've been doing this for months and months. It's fun. It's a wonderful pastime. It keeps me busy. It keeps me thinking. And every time I switch some pickups out, I find a new combination that can do something that the other ones couldn't, that just fascinates me for a little while. And then I get curious again and want to try something else. So this journey may never end, and that's okay because I'm having fun along the way. Hope you've had similar experiences. Leave us a message in the comment section if you want to ask a question or make a comment. And thanks for watching.